Okay, Javier, so we're obviously here in Leverkusen and your focus is very much on Leverkusen for the next few weeks, but you will be going away with Mexico at the end of the month for a home and away series against Canada. So as you start to shift your focus towards those matches for Mexico, what are your thoughts as you approach those matches against Canada?
Not difficult matches, but I think we have a very good opportunity to win one of two games. I think if we beat once Canada, we are already through, no, to the next stage, to the final group, no. So yeah, it's gonna be very very difficult one. Go to Vancouver and play there, play an away game, and you see the way that Canada are improving from the last 10 years. I think so. They're improving like USA. So they're getting better. They're getting stronger as well at home. So I think it's gonna be a very good match, and hopefully, obviously for us from the Mexican people, we can get the 3 points over there and as well in the Estadio Azteca.
And focusing on this Mexico team, just how good is this team? Because you had that big win over America in October, and you've started well in World Cup qualifying. So how good is this Mexican team?
I think it's for me, for example, like a Mexican person or a Mexican fan, I always look to my teams, so to my national teams, like the best ones in that moment, because they're the ones, no? So, and you can see that's the way that the national teams in all the world plays, no, and works. You can be in one game, and in the next 2 months, 10 players are different. So there's no like a one team. So the players and the teammates are changing, because that's the good thing for the trainer and for a national team. You can choose from all over the world all the available Mexican players. So it's not only like the team, because I don't know who's going now. Probably you can say that they're going the same players comparing to the last 2 matches, not against Salvador and against Honduras. So, but as well, the trainer can, or the coach can change his mind, and he can put new faces, new players. So it's not easy to speak about how good it is or how good it's gonna be, because you are not 100% sure that you're gonna be in all the call-ups and all the games. So we're gonna see. But I think in the last 10 years, like I said, no, like USA and Canada as well, Mexico are improving. We have a lot of players in Europe, so that's a good step, no, for our country, that a lot of players are involved in the best leagues in the world. So that help you to develop very well, to improve, and to get in the level that we want to be, no, to try to get and try to be one of the best national teams in the world, no. If you see in a short period, if that could happen, or a medium or a large one. So that's the idea of all the federation, the Mexican one, all the teammates, the trainer, the coaching staff, and principal, all the fans.
Yeah, as you say, Mexico is a team that is challenging to be one of the very best in the world. So on paper, you'd think they should beat Canada, but if you look at the last 3 World Cup qualifiers in Canada, I think they've all been draws. So you have to go back to 1993 for when Mexico won in Canada. So yeah, it seems like for Mexico, Canada is a difficult place to go. So it's going to be a tough match in Vancouver, won't it?
Yeah, definitely. That's right. That's 100% right. It's going to be a tough one. Like all the games we play, no, because we know we're one of the biggest and important national teams in CONCACAF, no? So we know that all the teams try to beat us, try to beat Mexico, try to win us. So yeah, it's gonna be a very difficult one, but hopefully, like I told you, no, we can get the 3 points over there and as well in Mexico.
As you say, we go back to Mexico after Vancouver. It's at Azteca. I don't think any of the Canadian players have played at Azteca. So how would you prepare them for what they're going to face at Azteca? What's it like to be a visiting player playing at Azteca?
No, it's an unbelievable stadium, no? One of the biggest ones. A little bit more of 100,000 of people can get there, no, if it's full. So we play always there, no, because we know about that. The capacity to play in Mexico City is not easy, no, to go there and to play with a lot of fans as well. You know, because for me, it's one of the best stadiums as well in Latin America and probably in the world for the capacity. So yeah, it's going to be very difficult. But now in football days, I think so. There's no footballer like the old times. So of course, there are some stadiums that you can be like more nervous to play there because the fans, because everything. But I think in the modern times, all players, if they are from Canada, from Spain, from Mexico, from wherever part in the world, they can play in any stadium. No, they are not afraid like before. I think when my father plays, and as well my granddad, that type of environment, of atmosphere, was very difficult, no, in some places, no. But now in the modern with the security, the technology or everything, you can go and play. Same if it's here in Leverkusen, in the Estadio Azteca, or as well in Canada. Of course, the situations, the weather, and the fans contribute a lot, of course, but it's not like a massive change.
No, you're right in saying it's maybe not as intimidating. Security is better than it used to be maybe 20, 30 years ago. But even just the altitude, obviously, that's a physical challenge. Yeah. So for somebody like yourself who plays here in Europe at a lower altitude and in colder temperatures,
that's why I didn't put the altitude, because if you see, imagine the scenario that most of us, the players who are playing in Europe, play that game, we're going to be same as bad as probably the Canadian, because we're used to play in lower altitude, so it's not an advantage now. Probably it's going to be an advantage for the players that are playing in Mexico, in my country, because they're used to, they can go to Toluca, they can go to Pachuca, to Mexico City, and to a lot of altitude places. That's why I didn't put that, because we are always in advantage of that. But nowadays, you can see we're almost, I want to say a number, I don't know if it's exactly or not, but like 13 or 12 between those numbers that players playing here in Europe. So the advantage probably is not for Mexico or for Canada, it's the same. So the only advantage nowadays that we can have is, like I said, that our fans, the capacity of the stadium and all of that, no? Because we're in Mexico. But the altitude is difficult because we're going to struggle as well as them.
I just wanted to ask you about the kind of improving standard across CONCACAF. Obviously, Mexico had a very difficult time qualifying for the last World Cup, had to go into the playoff. Costa Rica did so well at the last World Cup. So you must feel that across the whole kind of region, the level of football is improving.
Yeah, of course, definitely. In the whole world, it's improving. No, you can see that, and as well, for example, the national team that cannot go directly through and they need to play like a qualification, one more qualification against, I don't know if it's Asia or South America, I cannot remember, but you see that before there were like more easy games, you can predict who's gonna qualify, but now you can play against Australia or New Zealand, or if you can play against South America. I don't know how that goes, but it's a difficult one because you don't have easy games. Even that the European of the best national teams in the world can go and play against USA, against Canada, against Jamaica, against us, against Honduras. It's not easy as before, no, in 20 years. So that's a good thing now. Like the whole world, the whole football world is improving, is growing up, and I think that helps for the sport, obviously, and for the fans, because they want to believe in their national team and that they can fight in the same way as the best national teams in the world.
And maybe for a European or a Canadian audience, just put into context how big football is in Mexico.
It's massive. It's the best sport in my country, and I can say that it's a little bit unfair as well for the other sports that we got in Mexico, because we have a lot of talent over there in boxing, in baseball, in swimming, in diving. I don't know, a lot of sports we are improving in the Olympics. You can see that we have a lot of sports, and I think that's a little bit unfair, the attention that football makes in my country, no? But obviously, and unfortunately, in some parts in the world, the money speaks, so the money is involved about football. So that's why the sport is massive in my country. And for me, of course, I'm happy because I play football, I play soccer, as the USA persons call that sport. So, and you can say that, for example, in USA, they are struggling to get the soccer at the level at baseball, American football, and basketball. So that's sometimes the difference about all the cultures in the world. Now, for my country, football is everything. Football is sometimes the happiness of 1 week of a normal person if they see their national team winning, and more, for example, the people who works and who try to get a better life in USA, in America. That's what sometimes they tell us, that we should win, because then they can be happy, they cannot get a lot of jokes about the American people over there. So that's what makes them like proud, no? So obviously it's a very good motivation for us to play with our national team.
And finally, for you personally, Javier, it seems like you're really enjoying your football here in Germany. I think you've scored more goals this season already than any other season in your European career. So you must be enjoying your football here.
Yeah, of course, and I want to get more attention of a part of because I'm scoring and I'm playing very well. The comparison is because this is my first year that I'm playing regularly. No, a part of because obviously in football I'm gonna score. Sometimes I'm not gonna score. Sometimes I'm gonna play very well, and sometimes I'm gonna play in a bad way. But that's football. That's football. But the only thing that all footballers want is to be involved, to be part, to play, and to realize if you are doing well or you are doing bad. Because in the last years for me, I've just been playing 1 or 2 times at most, and then going to the bench, and then stuck there for a long period. So I never want to get my qualification. So it says if I'm a good football player, just only in goals, no, because obviously I have assists in Real Madrid. You can see, and the numbers, thankfully, they can help me a lot, no, because in United I play like 85 starters and I score 60 goals. In Madrid, 12 starters only, and I score 9 goals. And now I have like 28 or 29, and I have 23 goals. So the numbers are there. The numbers are there. The only good thing, apart of the goals that they are getting better, is the appearances, not the starting appearances. That's my goal. That's my main goal. And obviously, if I play well, if I deliver, obviously that number of participations since the start of the games are gonna improve and are gonna be better.